but I also love cooking. I'm a looking, I'm a liking. And now, I'm going to share my family recipes with you. Woohoo! Let's eat, baby! Today I got a great meal for you. I'm making a wonderful Manhattan clam chowder and a couple panini sandwiches, which you're going to love. Something makes me think of the beach time with the family at Aunt Franny's. And these are dishes we used to love to make there. And I'm starting with our clam chowder because my Aunt Franny's coming. And whenever I make anything with clams, I think of Aunt Franny's because we used to always go to her house and go clamming because she lives in Long Island. In the summertime, me, my dad, and my grandma, and the whole family would go there, get together, and we would go clamming and have such a good time. So I started with 2 cups of chicken stock. Then I added about 2 cups of clam juice. All right? And, you know, Manhattan clam chowder is the red. Usually the New England is the white. And we would catch these monster cherry stone clams. And then we would come home with all these clams, and you can't open them on a half shell because they were big and giant. So my dad used to make clam chowder. And I'm sharing that with you today. So now what I want to do is take a clove of garlic, put that through my press in 1 clove of garlic. And this is the biggest clove of garlic I ever saw. I'm going to take some rosemary, just give it a rip, okay? And what I'm doing is, I'm making like a little oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush this on our prosciutto panini, and it's just going to intensify. And I'm chopping my rosemary up to really, you know, get out all that flavor, all that smell, okay? And I'm going to put that in my bowl with the garlic. I want the flavors to marry for at least 20 minutes, okay, so it becomes this beautiful, beautiful, tasteful oil, which is really going to intensify the flavor of this panini. Really give that a good stir. Make sure it's nice. Oh, man, the smell of this right now is just, like, incredible. So easy, too. Anytime you're doing any sandwich and you want to wake it up, put a little bit of this on there and forget about it, all right? Now, I got some peppers, okay? And I got my char grill on here. And I'm going to fire roast these. We're going to put these right on that fire here. I'm going to char them down. We're going to take the skin off. Now we're going to get some clams. So we got our clams here. I always like the big cherry stones. So what I did is I put these clams in some salt water. And what that does is it purges them and makes all the sand and grit come out of them. Some people use cornmeal. We rinse them a couple times, but by letting them sit in salt water, it's going to release all that sand or grit, whatever's in there. So these have been sitting for a while. And you want to make sure that the clams are not cracked at all. And if you ever see one open, if you give it a little tap and it closes, you know that it's alive. So you always want to use clams that are alive. So I'm going to take our clams. I'm going to add these guys in here. We're going to keep them in here for about 5 to 7 minutes, and once they start opening up, you know they're going to be done. I'm going to get my lid, put my lid on, all right? Give these a turn. When we come back, we're going to bring Aunt Franny on. And I'm making 2 kinds of panini sandwiches you're going to love, with a side of my Italian-style potato chips. And later, Aunt Franny's going to help me finish up this clam chowder. Don't go anywhere, because I'm just getting started. It's all about soup and sandwiches today. I got my Aunt Franny coming in, and we're doing a simple Manhattan clam chowder. We're doing 2 panini sandwiches, a chicken pesto panini and a prosciutto and red pepper panini. And finally, Italian-style potato chips on the side. All right, now that these clams are nice and open, okay, time to start building our Manhattan clam chowder. But if you can't get fresh clams, okay, you can get canned clams. You can use them. They work just as good. And what we're doing now is we're just going to shut the heat off over here. We're going to let this juice cool down a little bit. And we're going to let these clams cool down so they can chop them up. And now I'm going to grab my peppers, okay? So now that these are nice and cooked, this is for a prosciutto panini. And you know what? They might look like really charred. That's perfect, trust me. And there's a little trick here. I'm going to take a little bit of plastic wrap. Alrighty. And I'm going to put this right over here. And we're going to cover this up And the steam that's created from these hot peppers is going to make them peel like butter. It's going to be so easy, you're going to love it. We're going to come back over here. And now that we're doing our panini, we're doing this beautiful pesto chicken panini. And I'm building a little marinade, so I'm putting a little bit of salt. Take 2 cloves of garlic. Press those guys right in there. Oh man, does this look good, huh? Who doesn't like this? You know, paninis are so simple to make. They're very, I mean, I was in Italy this summer. All over. You go to a gas station, there's paninis. You go here, there's paninis. It's like a craze. So I put a little olive oil, and I'm going to start to marinate all these flavors. I'm going to let them marry together nice. Get some of that garlic on there. This is a simple meal. It's delicious, and I'm really excited. And my Aunt Franny's coming over. So now I'm going to put my pot up a little bit here, and I'm going to start building our base for our clam chowder. Okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Okay? I'm going to take some bacon. Alright? I'm going to give this a good stir. And this is the base. This is, you know, just a little bit of bacon in there to start it up. Okay, we got that cooking. And I put the olive oil in there so that it doesn't burn. Alright? Next thing I got to do here, I got some celery here. So, and I'm just giving it a chop like this. Alright, so I got my celery. I'm going to put my celery right in. And you know, these are all beautiful flavors that come together so well. I mean, you got a little freshness from the celery, the bacon gives it a little bit of depth, and the leek gives it a little bit of onion. I mean, it is delicious. I'll take my leek here, and cut my end. Okay. So I'm just going to cut this leek up like this. This is really going to be great flavor in our soup. I'm going to put that all in. Doesn't that smell delicious? Oh my God, I mean the smell between the bacon, the leek, the celery. Man. So let all these flavors marry together. Alright? Now what I'm going to do is start chopping our clams up. Okay, I'm going to take my clams out. You know, so many great memories on Long Island. Going clamming with my dad and my Aunt Franny, my cousins. I mean, we had so many good times, so many great meals. It was like a little getaway. It was so wonderful, so many great memories. So I'm just taking my clams out of the shell here. All right. I mean, they're not overcooked. They're so juicy. I mean, you can feel it too. So now I'm going to take my clams, put them back in. All right. Put that here. Rinse my hands a little bit. Oh, the smell. The smell is so good in here right now. We took a little bit out of the veggies, and by cooking them a little bit, it's time to start adding our potatoes to it. Alright, and I took 2 potatoes and I diced them up. Alright, I'm going to put in 1 can of diced tomatoes, small can, 14 ounce. Alright. To this we're going to add 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to press these guys right in. Get all that garlicky goodness in there. Alright, stir this up. Oh, the smell is so incredible. So look how beautiful this is. Now that we have our base almost all set, it's time to add in 1 bay leaf. And I'm going to take some fresh thyme. And just going to put a couple sprigs of thyme in. Okay. Now, we're putting in our liquid gold, baby. Our broth. Our broth here is like liquid gold. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my strainer here. I'm going to strain it, and I'm going to pour it right in. Okay. That's our liquid gold. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to stir this up. We want to bring this to a roaring boil. And then we're going to let it simmer for a couple hours. Let all those potatoes come together real nice. You know, get the potatoes a little soft so that it's perfect. Everything is It just smells incredible right now. And back to my chicken panini. So I got my chicken that's been marinating here for a little bit, okay? And we're going to throw this on the grill. Oh yeah, char this up. I'm going to make some beautiful paninis. Chicken pesto panini. Are you kidding me? And one with prosciutto, roasted peppers. I mean, forget about it. Now, it's time for me to peel 2 potatoes here. I'm making Italian-style potato chips from scratch, baby. These potatoes are so simple. I'm going to slice them up. I'm going to fry them, add a little bit of herbs. Don't go nowhere, because later, Aunt Franny's stopping by, and she's going to help out with the clam chowder we used to have at her house. But first, I'm going to build those 2 beautiful paninis with Italian-style potato chips.